Now next thing is we jump on the next one, which is text seems correct to me, date. Now date is one very important thing, and to explain the date, let's jump onto the second part of this one with data, where we will also be able to view the data. So what I'm going to show you now, this is kind of an Excel kind of a view where you are able to not only able to see the data. If you click out the either here, like I clicked on this column, you see the column tool, or you click here, you will be able to see the column tool. Both the same options are available. There is nothing but different. If you click here, it will be highlighted here. So if I go to the dates, first of all, this date format which you are seeing is the one format which you can set it from here. Now other than the format which is jump between DDMMYY and YYMM, DDMMYY and MMDDYY, you will be able to uh, change quite a few format pretty quickly. Now the format, if it is coming as source coming as DDMMYY or MMDDYY, that could depends on your system settings. So are you using plan to use American date format or UK or India or Australia date format, that depends. And so you have to set up your system for that. But here right now we are using the American date format, which is MMDDYY, and we are seeing all these things out here. Now what I can do is, you have to remember very important thing, that though you say date and you can set up a format where only you see month year, internally it is date. If I said a month year format, it doesn't mean the date has gone away. Similarly, if it is a date time field and I'm simply change it to date, it doesn't mean that its timestamp is gone away. Its timestamp is inside. So sometimes what happens, you have a date time column, you mark it as a date, and then you don't show a format with time, and then you place it, and then you say I am seeing a duplicate date individual. Why? Because internally it contains a date. So date and date time is internally same. So now other than 12 a.m., if anything is there, it means it's a date time field. And even if you change the format, it is going to keep that format. It is going to keep the data. It's not going to lose that data. So please remember that just changing format doesn't mean the data is losing something. It is just the display format has changed. So I'm making it date again. So for date, you need to be very careful. If there is a date which the date time with the date time component, make sure that you separate out date and time components and use those as a separate one, because we will teach you in future the date table, and the date table is only contain dates, it does not contain times, and you have to join with a truncated date, the date which does not have any timestamp. So we will teach you in the future how can you do that, but please remember the date have a timestamp. If it was having a timestamp, it doesn't mean that if you're saying the data state is going away. Now you have whole time here, which is already detected as whole number and sum, and we want to categorize, we have only option postcode and barcode, and if it is postcode and barcodes, I don't want to add it. So summarization sum is fine. Issue time, issue type, this is issue type, and wrongly rename as issue time. So this is one opportunity we will use here, issue type, but we are not going to rename it here, we are going to rename it in Power Query. Then we have name, then ring time, serial number. All these are whole number. If they are not whole number, we have flexibility of like if it is a percentage type, I can say percentage. Now what happens if it is a percentage time and the market is a percentage, I don't need to multiply it by 100. So if it is 6% and it is written 6, then you can use percentage type. But if it is 6%, if it is a 6% and it is written as 0.06, you have to use percent. But if it is written 6, you don't have to use percent, because that's the absolute number which has been given to you. Similarly, if you want to have commas, if you want to increase the decimal places when it is decimal, you can do it. You want to have currency symbols of for your country, you can actually add that. If it is a currency column, you have actually format which is currency, you have decimal number, whole number, percentage, and scientific. All those are available with you. So you can go ahead and explore those combinations, and you can have different kind of display formats. So now time has come that we go to the data transformation and do the data preparation. So let's go to the home tab, and under the home tab, now I can go to the report also, or I can directly go from here, home tab, transform data, and we will see the Power Query has opened. Now what happened, because we were there on the tools, on the views, and there we have added this column distribution and column quality. You are able to see those additional details. Now uh, we will come back here. Let's explore the options out here first of all. So what will happen now, you see this data is available out here in the Power Query, and if you click on the source, you see from where this data has come. Now then the second thing has happened is navigation. Third is promoted headers. The headers has been promoted. If you see, this was the source, this was the navigation, column 1, column 2, column 3. See the promoted headers, then headers have been promoted correctly. See, this is automatically done by Power BI, these 3 steps. And we talked about like first row we have to come to header, but this time Power BI is able to do it. So sometime that's that's not done, you can do it and then change data type. So here you will see that this date is 1 2 3, but here you see that data type has been correctly detected as a date. Now if you want to see that complete information in one go, you come on this left hand side, right click on the table, and then you have advanced editor, and you will be able to see this script. Now the script in Power Query is in M language. The language which is used here is known as M. So this was your source, this was your worksheet, this was your promoted headers, and this is your change of data type, and then correct data type has been mentioned. And if you want to change something out here, this is the best place in the code to come go ahead and change it here. And we will tell you in one of our advanced mQuery classes that we will go ahead and disturb the script and try to change the data types. So right now we don't want to change anything. We can say cancel. Don't press. You can press done also, but if you have not done any changes, please don't press done. Unnecessary, it is going to check it. Right now there is no changes, so it's not going to make much of the impact. But if you played around, if you don't want to save, just press cancel. Okay. Now what we are going to do, let's analyze this data. So let's go to the view and let's look at the data quality. So we see valid, and then there is 1% empty data out here. So we can see there is empty data. So this is, we know now there are empty 1%, less than 1% rows are empty. Let's see column distribution. So we can see this is kind of a unique kind of a column where almost all values are unique. This is another unique column. Now dates are 656 dates are distinct, and there are 40 unique values, and then there this kind of stuff is there. You can continue to see the country is having good distribution. We have good distribution for ring time. Talk time is less distributed. Okay. And the difference between the distinct and the unique is when we say the value is distinct, is will not going to, it's going to include the null, and when we start counting this null also, then you will have one less value which is unique values. So we have this one difference out here. Now let's go ahead and check some other options if they add anything. So if you want to look at one particular column and look at its profile, like counts, error, empty, distinct, unique, empty string, and all those min max values, you will be able to look at here. Okay. So I'm unclick that. So and then again advanced editor option is there. We have already seen that. So let's go back here. Now what first thing we have to do as a data preparation step, we actually don't want these null values. So on the home tab in the Power Query, in the transform data, on the home tab around the middle one, you have remove rows, and you would say first thing is remove blank rows. Now blank rows means everything is blank in that. So we got rid of everything which is blank, and now you see distinct value and unique values are similar in these columns, because now everything is which is having the duplicate value, the empty values has been removed. Now another thing which you have to also understand, that Power Query shows you only 1000 rows. So if I scroll quickly down below, you will only see that Power Query has taken the sample data of 1000 rows. But if I scroll that, it will actually give me more rows. But Power Query by default take 1000 rows and you display that. And if you want more than that rows, you have to actually scroll down and see those. So if I scroll after 1000, it has shown me, but it actually takes 1000 only. Okay. Now what we have done is, now we have done the remove the empty rows, and you can see there is a step, and if I want to undo that step, I can simply uncheck it. So sometimes what happens, if you might have done something wrong, you can do undo, because what happens every time I refresh, Power BI is going to repeat those steps. Okay. So every step in Power BI is noted down because of the same reason. Okay. So we will go and say remove blank rows, and you can see the step has been added. Now what we are going to do as a next step is we are going to delete duplicates also. So remove rows, remove duplicates. Okay. Now we are done with, remove blanks and duplicate. Our rows are correct. Is there any problem with the column? Is there any column I don't want to keep? So let's say if I don't want to keep issue type, I can right click and say I don't want this column. I can actually go ahead and remove this column. Okay, but I want to keep this. So but this name is wrong, so I can double click here and I can say this is issue type, not this one. Okay, not issue time. Now I click here and I can see the quick values, and I see this, there is other value also out here, and I don't want other value, and I would like to replace it with the other will. Let's say whatever is the other value, it should be considered as, let's say, unknown. Okay, so how can I do that? So I click on this column and I can search for other values. I can right click on this column and I say replace values. Okay, and Power Query operations are text sensitive, so other, we have others or other. Let's go back and check it again. We have other. So right click, replace value, other with unknown. Okay, there are advanced options. Match the entire cell component, replace using special characters. Okay, if there is some need. Now look back, look at it. Now you don't have other, you have unknown. Okay, and it's saying list is incomplete, and you want to see if there are any other values, you can click here, but it has loaded the complete list. There is no other values. Okay, and you can see that there are, steps which are added out here. So now look, let's hide these views, and we don't require these things right now. Now what is needed is that, if you remember, we talked about talk time, we talked about ring time, we talked about hold time and wrap up time. All these are total talk time. So I want to add them into a column and create a new column which is total talk time. Similarly, the hold time, wrap up time and ring times are kind of other times, which is not the part of the talk time. So I want to know there is some other time, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have that other time here in Power Query. We'll leave it to DEX. So but total talk time is the one which we are going to do it in Power Query. So what we have to do is we have to go to add columns. Under the add columns, we can say custom column, and what is the name we want to give it is total time. And how we are going to create total time is talk time plus ring time plus hold time plus wrap up time. All these four contribute to my total time, and we have not written as total. We can rewrite it as total. Anyways, we can rename it if we have not written it here or in DEX, but preferably when we are doing things here, let's do it correctly in one go. Now here, let's click here and see, is it correctly detected as a data type? Right now the data type is any. I can go ahead and make it as a whole number. Okay, so if you see the data type is not correct though, so here you have an option here, correct the data type as this one. Now first use first row as header. When we see the promoted header, it is already been done, so we don't have to do that. Okay, so this already is the option which is available us. Then we right now don't have multiple tables, otherwise we could have explored the options like merge query and append queries. Okay, so we are done with the changes, and then what we have to do is we have to come here and say close and apply. You can only say apply. Let's say I only want to apply right now. I don't want to close the file. I want to do further operations on it. I can simply say apply. Okay, and if I want to say close, then I can close, or I can say close and apply. Now once I've done close and apply, I'm back on the same place where I was there before. So I'm out of the Power Query editor. Now if you go here and you see that there is a new column which is added. Now one thing is it has been renamed. Issue time is not issue time, it is issue type, and we have also got total time. So we can do this total time in DEX also. We will tell you how to create a new column out here. There is an option here to create a new column.